once again, we're back at the Fortress of Solitude, and I'm going to be reviewing a couple of books for us right now. I try to do a top, books of the month, books that you want to avoid. One of the books that I recommend that you avoid is the one that you see behind me right over here, which is Batman 36. If you see Superman there, that's not an accident. That is what DC Comics would love to do with Superman on a permanent basis. Turn him into this dark, blood-drooling figure that you see right there. Batman 36, we have yet another Batman versus Superman fight. Now, this is about the 5th time that Batman and Superman have faced off since the New 52 has started. And it's not just trite any longer, it's ridiculous. In order for Batman to place in this fight, he spits kryptonite gum into Superman's eye. Besides the fact that he's chewing on something radioactive, it's just boring. It's just not fun. I mean, it's one thing to pair them up and you really want to have an instance of some cleverness, but it's ridiculous to see in the same issue, Batman has such a hard time getting his hands on the Joker. And yet he seems to be able to prepare for every single thing that someone like Superman or the rest of the Justice League could do. However, that image that you see right there, that's what DC Comics would love to be able to do, to really convert him, Superman, into this dark figure and just be able to run with it. But still somehow he's this hopeful, inspirational person as well, and he's still a Boy Scout. They really would love to split the fence on that. Trouble is you can't do it. When you have a mythological character like Superman or Batman for that matter, when you change the foundation of the character, you change the character. It's not the same person any longer. So I would avoid it. I mean, if you're into something, you just want to read like a modern Silver Age type story, and you just don't really care, and you're willing to allow yourself to become stupid based on the plot or because you love the character, this might be for you. But if you're interested in reading a better story, I would pass on this one. The other pick I would have for this month is Pax Americana by Grant Morrison with the Multiversity storylines. Excellent story, very well written. It's something that you actually have to take your time with. You not just have to read it, you have to look at all the visuals. It's so great to see a comic book that makes use of all the instances of the medium. They're not just pictures on the page, but the pictures actually mean something. You can look in the background at artwork, and it actually means something as well, and there's a recurring pattern. Okay, it's a nice play off of the Watchmen story. As if you didn't know, the Watchmen stories were supposed to be based on these Charlton Comics heroes, the Question, the Peacemaker, and Alan Moore decided, well, they wouldn't allow him to use those characters, so he made up his own analogs of those characters. And here we get to see what those characters might have looked like if Alan Moore had the opportunity to use them. And of course, with all of the friction and the back and forth that's happened between Morrison and Moore, it's very interesting to see how Morrison channels what Moore was doing in the Watchmen series. So Pax Americana comes across not necessarily as a breath of fresh air, but definitely something where it looks like it was written, it's making great use of the medium, and anytime that you have Morrison and Quitely together, Quitely really seems to interpret Morrison's scripts very, very well. Those guys work so symbiotically almost in terms of getting their materials out. It's always an interesting read. And there you have it. Stay away from Batman 36, but do buy Pax Americana. Sorry we couldn't get an image up there for you. All right, Calvin Ellis from the Fortress of Solitude, and we will see you the next time we have more picks and misses. See you later.